Hi, this is Michelle Marie King, the founder of Positive Presence Global. Oftentimes people ask me, why positive presence? And my response is always, after 30 years of living in this world, being bullied in middle school, struggling with eating disorders as an international runway model, turning into one of the largest modeling coaching companies in the country in my 20s, and struggling with insignificance and inadequacies and depression and anxiety, attempting to commit suicide, all of these pitfalls that I experienced, I didn't really realize why until I was 30 years old looking at my 1-year-old daughter. I realized in that moment that what I really cared about was creating a world where my daughter could avoid the struggles and inadequacies and pitfalls that I experienced. And I believe that we all go through this rite of passage in our society. And that rite of passage is learning things that no one taught us. And those lessons or pitfalls because of those lessons are oftentimes the things that end up making us who we are. But the reality is that we don't have to experience pitfalls and all of these struggles in order to find who we are. We can actually educate our youth and ourselves so that we know who we are. We know authentically what we stand for, what our values are, what makes us tick, what makes us happy. We can determine all of that and still live a life of happiness and joy, doing exactly the thing that we were meant to do. But for most of our teenagers, we don't have to let it take 30 years to get there. We can help them get there now. That's why Positive Presence was created. I decided that the only way for me to impact my daughter for the rest of her life was to impact the teenagers that she's going to be looking up to. And that's why we coach teenagers for a living. I realized that the more knowledge we can provide to teenagers and young adults in our society, the more resilient they become to the pitfalls and the darkness that exists in our society. Positive presence is the rite of passage for every single teenager in this world. It fills the need for all of the lessons that we hope that our teenagers will learn on their own, but we give them a vehicle to learn it now. Once people learn positive presence, once they go through this rite of passage, they are forever positively changed and impacted for the rest of their lives. So I really set out to do exactly what I wanted to, which was creating a company that would impact the younger generation of today so that when my daughter was born, when my daughter was looking up to them, that she would actually look up to role models that were authentic, resilient, and confident. That's why I started Positive Presence.